we're going to Africa, to the River Nile, and to the country of Egypt. Most of Egypt is a vast desert with almost no rain. Some people have managed to make their home here, living with their camels. It's difficult when nothing grows in the sand and there's so little water. Over 4,000 years ago, the famous pyramids were built here in Egypt by the ancient rulers of this land. Magnificent temples still remain from the days when cities grew in the desert. But how could so many people and such a great civilization manage to survive in such a dry land? It was all possible because right in the middle of the desert there was a river. The Nile is the longest river in the world. It starts in the mountains of Tanzania and flows northwards for over 6,000 kilometres. That's nearly 4,000 miles. The Nile flows through many countries on its way to the Mediterranean Sea. One of them is the desert land of Egypt. This river has made it possible for people to live here for over 6,000 years. Today, 50 million people live within a few miles of the River Nile and completely depend on its water. In fact, 95% of Egypt's population live on the land nearest the river. It's not just the water that the river provides. It's also home to many fish, which are a valuable source of food for the people. Just like farmers today, the ancient Egyptians were able to grow all kinds of crops near the river. But how was all this possible when there was so little rainfall? The ancient Egyptians invented different ways to bring water from the River Nile up onto dry land. This farmer is using a shadoof, which was designed thousands of years ago and is still used today. Even though there's no rain, this farmer's seedlings can be watered every day with water from the Nile. By bringing water up onto this otherwise dry land, large areas can be ploughed up into fields. This is another ancient means of raising water up onto the land that was introduced by the Romans 2,300 years ago. It's called a sakia and is still used today. It raises water from an underground well using the power of 2 oxen to turn a wheel that scoops the water up. The water then flows away down canals that have been dug out across the fields. The ancient Egyptians also had the idea for these beautiful wooden water wheels. They're powered by the flow of the river itself, pushing on the flat paddles of the wheel. While many Egyptian farmers still raise water from the Nile in the same way as the ancient Egyptians, some use more modern methods.
My name is Mutawali Hassan Mohammed, and I am a farmer living by the River Nile in Luxor. I have an electric water pump that takes water from the Nile up into my land so that I can grow mangoes, bananas, mandarins, oranges, dates and maize. I turn the water pump on once a week in summer and every 2 weeks in the winter.
The crops that are grown along the Nile help to feed all the people of Egypt. Fishermen also come here to sell their daily catch of fish from the River Nile. The River Nile provides lots of fish for the people of Egypt to eat. But like nearly everywhere, the human population is increasing, and every year there are more people to feed.